Hello, good afternoon. It's card and a cup of time. I will just find you over on my laptop. Oh, there you go, you popped up. Card and a cup of time. I will turn myself down. And there we go. Okay, so welcome to Card and a Cuppa today. On this sad day when our lovely Queen of England has passed away. What a fair age she reached, though. So the sun has now come out, though. So it was a bit overcast and miserable this morning with the news, but now the sun's come out. So anyway, I hope everyone's had a good week. The weather's been a bit on and off all the time, which is a bit weird. I'm looking forward to some more spring weather. I don't know about you, but I am looking forward to some more spring weather. So yeah, I'm going to be playing with Bottled Happiness today, this one, and the Punch, and the Shaker Domes, and the Effervescent Elements that go inside the Shaker Domes. I've had one little quick play with it, so this could be an absolute disaster, this video today, or this live, but anyway, that's my first little play. I feel like there's too much white space here, so I'm going to try and fix that somehow. But let's put the phone up into the holder and we can get started. So it won't be a moment, just bear with me. There we go. Oh, the other thing I meant to show you was my new Stampin' Up mug. I'm trying to zoom in and it's not letting me. Oh, there we go. Let me just watch on my laptop and see if that's worked. Yep, that's pretty much worked. Okay, so I've got my new Stampin' Up mug. I meant to show you that before I put the phone up. Put the light on as well. I'll just move this back a little bit. I'm still trying to master my software, so I will get there one day. I just don't know what day that's going to be. I think I'm in too far. Come back out a little bit. Okay. Yeah, that's a bit better. So yes, so there's some new merchandise available. I can't tip it to show you, but there is a Stampin' Up logo right here. So that's available to customers and demonstrators. And so is a beanie, but we don't want a beanie now. We're coming out of that kind of weather. So we definitely don't want a beanie. But, you know, I have a problem with merchandise and I have a problem with coffee mugs. I seem to just need them. Okay, so this was my first play with Bottled Happiness and the Shaker Domes. I'm not 100% happy with the card. There's too much white space here, but I can try and go back and fix it. And I think my white piece of cardstock wasn't big enough, but it was just my first practice go to make the shaker card. So we'll put that to one side. So this is the stamp set and punch. It comes as a bundle. It's a photopolymer set and it's $67.50 and it's in the annual catalogue. And I'm also using, so we'll just go to here. So it's on page 16 in the annual catalogue. I always like a punch bundle because that's really handy in classes. You don't have to be passing everything around or like waiting to do die cutting and stuff like that. A punch is always a useful thing to have. Now on page 141 you have the little vintage bottle shaker domes. You get 10 in a pack. It's $14 for a pack. And they've got adhesive on the front and on the back. So that's the shaker domes that matches this bundle. And then on the next page we have the Effervescent Elements. They're $13.25. They say there's approximately 2,300 iridescent pieces in here. So they're very pretty. But it's a good idea to keep the lid on at the same time, like for most of the time, because otherwise there could be trouble. And the other thing we're going to use, well, I've already used it, I've already die cut, and that's the deckled rectangle dies. Page 170, the deckled rectangle dies. They're $53 for a set of 8 dies, and they're a great die set to have in your craft supplies. So I shall put my catalogue away, and let's bring in our cardstock. So I've got an A5 piece of crumb cake cardstock. I've got 2 pieces. I don't normally double mat my inside of the card, but I'm going to today because I just feel like the card might be a bit top heavy with the shaker dome. So I'm going to do that today. And I've got 2 deckled rectangles in Very Vanilla, and you'll see why I've got 2 as we progress through the card. So let's bring our first one in, and my little ruler and my pencil. Where's my pencil gone? There it is. And I'm just going to measure, so it's roughly 8.5 centimetres. Excuse me. I'm going to measure halfway across, so 8.5, about 4.2, 4.3 is halfway. And I'm just going to put a little pencil mark there. Now, first thing I'm going to do is get my bottle punch, if I can open it. There we go. And I'm just going to line that up. You can sort of see in the punch a little divot for the center, and you can also tell with how much cardstock you've got on either side if you've got it centered. Now I'm pushing my vanilla piece of cardstock right down into the punch so it's hitting the base of the punch, and I'm just going to cut my bottle out. Okay, and I'll just get my eraser and just get rid of that little pencil mark. Okay, now you could just throw that away, but I'm going to try something this time. And I'm going to try I will get my stamping mat in. I'm going to, these are all little bottles that I've stamped and punched but not used. I'm going to get this little the outline of the bottle. Actually, I might use this one. Sometimes long skinny ones aren't as easy to operate. Okay, so I'm going to use the outside of the bottle, and I'm going to stamp it. Normally you would stamp and then punch, but I'm just going to, I suppose I should put a little bit of scrap underneath. There we go. We've got our little cheeky birds perusing the situation. So I'm just going to stamp. I'll just try and bring my head round the side, because this is not an easy thing to do without being directly over the top of it. And if it doesn't work, I'll just discard it. Let's turn it over and try again. And I may have to stand up. I'm not sure if that's going to work either. Yes, let's just go with it. Or, I know what I will do. I will get another piece and we'll stamp first. I was just trying to save cardstock, but that's being silly, isn't it? Let's just do it the way it's meant to be done. And I'm going to bring my punch back in. And maybe I'll need to cut a little bit off this bottom piece. Okay, let's just line that up. Oops, and I moved it at the last minute. There we go. Happy with that. And that green ink is Old Olive. So, and now what we're going to do is on our backing piece, I don't need that, I'm going to put that there, like so, and I'm going to just glue that, if I stamp that straight, punch that out straight, goodness me. Let me just get rid of a message here so that I can see if there's any comments. Okay, let's have a look. Okay. Oh yes, it looks straight. What I'm going to do is place this back in here. And then that can just be a little bit of a background for our shaker dome. So I'll just put a bit of glue there. Pick that up. And just while our two pieces of cardstock are lined up, I'm just going to stick it down like so through our punched out window. And lift this one up. And that did not work. There we go. Just had to hold it down a bit. So that's just going to give us a little bit of detail behind the shaker pieces. So I don't think you miss much, Lynn. Thanks for joining. That's so sweet of you. I was a little bit late anyway coming on, so so we've just stamped that bottle outline. Let me get rid of my plastic bag of bottles. Okay, so now I'm going to put that there one side, and I'm going to get our flowers out and just work out which way I want it to go. And I've got Blushing Bride. I didn't tell you the pieces of my cardstock. So we've got A5 crumb cake, 10 centimeters by 14.4 Blushing Bride, and I've got two deckled rectangle dies, and they are the second largest ones. I'll double check. Yes, I'm not telling a lie. And you'll see why I've got two as we construct the card. So I'm just inking up my flowers with Blushing Bride. And I'm just going to see how there's a little bit of a divot out of the flowers that sort of sit over the bottleneck. So I'm just going to stamp that like so. And give that a clean, and I'll get the leaves that match it. There we go. And we'll get rid of Blushing Bride. We don't want Blushing Bride leaves. So this is Old Olive. I'll make sure that's on our block a bit better. And once again, I may have to stand up to do this because you've got to, can you see the center, these centers, they look like little flowers. They're actually the centers of the flowers. So if I can do it by not blocking the view, I'll have a look on the camera. No, I'm blocking it. I'll see if I can stand up and do it. I still might be blocking it, but it's really the only way I can do it. And you just line up those flower centers and press down. Sorry, my head isn't coming in, but I couldn't help it. And it's not too badly lined up. It's not perfect, but I'm going to go with that. So It's much easier if you can get your head right over the top of it. But I couldn't, so we can't have everything. So I'll put these ones away. Okay, so now we've got our little bottle in our window. So we are going to get the getting all these emails now. We're going to get our little shaker domes. And now, as I said, there's 10 in a pack. These are in the annual catalogue, and they're $14 for the pack. So I'm just going to get that out. And they have adhesive on both sides, front and back, which is a good thing. So I'm taking the front adhesive off. And I'm just going to place it. Maybe I do need my mat back here. I'm going to place that back down. And I'm just going to set my window over the top of it. And that's all attached. Don't have to do anything more. How cool is that? Okay, let's have a sip of coffee. Okay, so don't take your adhesive off yet. I'm going to get our little Effervescent Elements. And a teaspoon is the best way to pop them in, I think. Now, I don't think I have enough in my practice card. I think I could have had more coming up higher. So I think I've got more this time. You didn't want to do that. No. Honestly, I'll really be glad when this week's over. I'm not having a good week. So that's what you don't want to do. Okay, let's put those ones back in there. So that is definitely what you don't want to do. They're so pretty. Honestly. I'll be glad when this week's over. Okay, let's put a few more in because Dumbo just tipped some out. Okay, we're not touching it. They go everywhere. Okay, so that's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this. Look, I've even got a few more here. Let's just pick those ones up. Are there any more to be found? Look, there's one rolling around. I missed him. We're going to attach that completely over the back. And because we've put this in through the window, we know the same thing happened to you, did it, Lynn? Oh, that makes me feel better. Because we've attached the bottle through the window, we know it's in the right place. So we need to pop some glue on this. And you don't have to do your shaker card this way, but this just seemed, don't say it, Denise, this just seemed the easiest way. Now I just got to try and get, there we go, peel that off without throwing these little shaker beads everywhere. And I'll get my other piece of cardstock. And we're laying it face down. Now I'm going to start with it up this end, up to the left hand side, and line it up. And go across. And press it down at the same time. I'm so pleased that's over. Especially with an audience. Okay, so there we have our little shaker. And yes, I think I did need more than I had in my first card. Sort of the glass half full. And we've just got the outline of the vase showing through in this one, which is quite nice. So I'm going to touch it like so. Let me think. Let's attach our card matting piece first. Okay, so you don't have to use Tombow glue. I just use it a lot now as my preferred adhesive. So I'm just going to do that straight down onto my card base. There we go. And then I've got choices as to whether I want to put that up on dimensionals, thinking about it. And I put sending a little message on this one, but I've gone back to my go-to greetings, but I still don't think I can, because I've centered the bottle in the mid, centered it, I don't have quite enough room, unless I could have done it before I put the bottle in. Ah, well, let's just keep going and have another sip of coffee. I don't think I'll put it on dimensionals because I think there's enough dimensionals with the shaker dome. So, the other way you could do it is back your shaker dome with a piece of, pick that up later, a piece of acetate window sheet. That could be another way of doing it. But this one just seemed quite good, quite a good way. And see, I've gone up a size in my deckled rectangle because I thought that one was too small. I used Pear Pizzazz for the green in that one. Now, I did a double bow with baker's twine on this one, but you know what goes, even though it's not the same colour? This is the Sweet Sorbet in colour ribbon, but the Sweet Sorbet ink pad is very red, whereas this is pinky, and I think it goes with lots of pinks. So we're going to do a little bow with the Sweet Sorbet ribbon this time. So this one I did Time Worn Type embossing folder as the background, but I thought by using a bigger deckled rectangle die we wouldn't see much embossing behind it. So yes, Denise really wants this week to be over because nothing seems to go right for her. There we go. Okay, let's just make this a little teenier bow. That's nice. And we shall snip that. And we shall grab a glue dot. And then we will work on our message. I think the go-to greetings is going to come to play because it's my favourite. And let's pop it there. And we can trim that down, I think. It needs a bit of trimming. Doesn't need to be quite so long. And this ribbon is really great because you can fray it. And it looks quite pretty frayed. So if you just get your pokey tool and go like so, you can fray the ends of it. There we go. So that's that. And now I shall pick up the lid to my oil. Okay. And I've just got to think, go-to greetings, which one shall we use? Which one shall we use? Where are we? Thinking of you. Where's thinking of you? I don't think I can put that down there. Maybe just a hello. That might work. And I could probably get it on there. Let's have a go. Let's watch Denise ruin the card completely. Hi Deb, how are you? I've been having a disaster. Disaster of a day, Deb. But anyway, let's give it a whirl. So if you want to go back and see how you don't do things, you can watch the replay. Now, am I game? You know what? I'm almost not game. I'm going to put it right over here so I don't have any block issue. There we go. Let's try again. Okay. Get rid of any excess ink. And let's just do this. I'm happy with that. It might not be perfectly straight, but it's okay. Oh my Lord. Okay, so let's grab some bling, although the bling's already on the card and in the card. Yeah, have a laugh, Deb. Go back and see throwing these effervescent elements everywhere. Okay, so let's have a look. So these little effervescent, I'm not opening the box. They sort of look bluey greeny. They're quite pretty. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Now this is the sweet sorbet. Here it is. It looks nothing like that sweet sorbet, but they do go with the blushing bride. So let's use these ones and just let's put a couple around. I did a simple stamping card the other day, and oh my goodness, it was so hard trying not to bling it up. I really wanted to put some bling on it. I don't even know where it is. I've put it somewhere. But it was hashtag simple stamping. Definitely. Okay. So that's the outside of our card. And because the card's going to be a little bit top heavy because of the shaker dome, I'm doing a double layer inside the card. I don't normally do that, but I just thought it might look nice and it's a little bit different. So that's just the same. The blushing bride, the pink is just the same as the card front mat, 10 centimeters by 14.4, and the vanilla on top is 9.5 by 13.9 centimeters. So there we go. I'm even going to finish the card. Can you believe that? Like I'm just gonna. Let's go with this one. That's too big. Just take time and get the one out that you need. Honestly, ladies. So this is Old Olive. I'm just using one of the other stamps in the Bottled Happiness stamp set. And I'm just going to go like that. Can't go too far wrong with that. Well, you could, but I didn't. So I put that over there. So that was my first play with the shaker domes, and I don't think I've got that centered properly. And to me, the bottle or the vase was half full, and I didn't like that. So I filled it up a bit more and threw them everywhere just for the hell of it. But that's bottled happiness using the little shaker domes, 10 in a pack, and we've got adhesive front and back, and then the Effervescent Elements, that's in the annual catalog. So everything I've used is in the annual catalogue this time round. So there's heaps of those. You will never run out of them unless you throw them everywhere. So that's my host code for September. If you want to place an online order, you'll get a free gift with purchase. Look, I've even found one here, and I found a couple more, so I'll continue picking them up. There's week 2 of the weekly specials has started, and that's available, and the best way to view them is go to the online store. The Perfect Partners promotion, that's got the bundled the dies that match its stamp sets in the annual and mini catalogue. That runs through to the 30th of September. So you can buy them as a bundle if you don't already have them. But after September, the dies for these stamp sets won't be available. Thanks, Deb. It is a pretty card. I like this one better than that one. That was my first practice. I like this one. I'm happy with this one. So yeah, so these dies, even though they match the stamp set, they won't be available after the end of September. So if you've got, you know, the Yeti or the Piggies and you want the dies to match, you should get them before the end of September. So that's my card for today on this very sad day when we've lost our Queen of England. I'm sure it'll be all over the news. We'll be getting bashed with it. She can't just pass away and drift off into the sunset, poor old pet. Anyway, let's hope that we've got a new beginning with the younger generation of the royals. Yeah. Anyway, I know some people out there are probably not into the monarchy. I'm not really into the monarchy, but I do like them, and they are our heritage, our history. So yeah, I suppose I'm more of a monarchist than I am of a, you know, wanting to drop away from them. Anyway, enough of that. So that's our card and a cuppa for today. I hope you liked it. Have a play with the Effervescent Elements, but just be careful. And I'll see you on Monday for my Makeup Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone. Bye for now.